Hey friends, it's me Micah. This is the Homestead Bandwagon. Today I'm looking at these Koken spark plug sockets. Very exciting. Yeah, the big problem I got is I'm always changing out spark plugs around here. There's always something going bad or going foul. And when you're pulling a spark plug out of something like a chainsaw, ain't no big deal. Everything's exposed, easy to pull out. But the other day I was working on our Chrysler PT Cruiser, quality automobile from the Chrysler Corporation. And the spark plugs were approximately 10 feet in the cylinder head. Very difficult to pull out. So you're getting, extensions on the end of your ratchet, and you're putting your spark plug socket on the end of there. And it's, not too big of a deal, but when you go to pull that spark plug out, you got to make sure there's a retainer inside your spark plug socket. So if you got your, look at me dad on the big boy toolkit, a lot of times they'll have a spark plug socket in them, but there's a problem with these sockets, and we'll get into that. So yeah, let's look at these Koken spark plug sockets and compare them to just your good old-fashioned any toolkit has them spark plug sockets, and why I was so frustrated and why I made the change. Here we go. Okay, so here's our spark plug and here's our old school spark plug socket. The idea being here that the spark plug will lock into this socket, won't fall out, so you can get it down in your chamber, screw it in, and pull this socket off, releasing the spark plug. You know how it goes. And for me, it's just really nice to not have to go down with a magnet that keeps sticking to the side of the cylinder, or try to fish around with a long set of needle nose pliers to get the spark plug out. But the problem with these old school spark plug sockets is, well, you can kind of see they can retain a little too hard. It takes some effort to pull out the spark plug. So if you have your spark plug socket on the end of your socket wrench and you go to pull your socket off of the spark plug, once the spark plug's screwed in, socket wrench comes out, socket's still in the hole, and then you're fishing around trying to pull this socket out. Because what these use to hold that spark plug is, I'll see if we can get it out here. Well, we're not going to get it out. This has a rubber boot in it, basically, that just kind of grips around part of this socket. So it just retains too hard. That's always the problem. So there's magnetic spark plug sockets out there, but I don't love the idea of magnets. They get full of dirt and grit. Magnets are brittle. They can break off. And I really like the design of this Koken stuff. I already own Koken Nut Grip sockets, and you can see there's a ball here that holds on to, a nut or a bolt or whatever you're doing. So when you go to lower it, it doesn't fall out. And again, you don't need to use magnets. Magnets can be problematic in my mind. Plus, I don't know, I like mechanical stuff, I guess. So how do these work? Well, inside here, there is basically a little piece of metal that kind of sits a little proud. It's like a spring. That spring holds on to the socket. And there's a spring on two sides. Yeah, one there and one there. So it's pinching the spark plug. And, oh man, already that slides in way easier. It does grip it for sure. It's not going to come falling out. But the question is the grip light enough so when we have it on a tool, we have screwed in the spark plug. Now we need to remove our tool. This is the big test. So I'm going to hold the spark plug and just pull backwards. Hey, look at that. Spark plug stayed where it was. Tool comes away. Problem solved. These are really nice. There's some texture here, so you don't feel like it's going to go sliding out of your hands like a bar of soap. Chrome here is nice. This is a 16 millimeter. I also got the 14 millimeter. I guess some foreign cars use a 14, but this is 16 millimeter. And what's nice in these two, and I'm not sure if you can see it, is the detents in which these balls snap into. They're on all four sides. They're pretty reasonably deep. And I think that kind of helps make this easier to set up, but it holds on a little tighter than what we normally see. These guys have little detents in them, but they're pretty small. And so it just really pops off the socket wrench pretty easy. And we don't want that. We want to hold on. So, well, this thing does what it's supposed to do, even with kind of an old worn out extension. I bet you it'll hold on just fine. You don't have to shove these spark plugs in here either. They slide in real easily. And these little springs inside hold them quite nicely. And they divide very well. So we're not going to have to worry about fishing our tools out of the cylinder head of the PT Cruiser next time I do a spark plug change. Boy, I like that. Well, there it is in their really fancy retail packaging, these Koken spark plug sockets in 16 and 14 millimeter. Fantastic. I am super happy with these. They're going directly in the toolbox, and the old rubber retention spark plug socket, I don't know, it'll probably be in the toolbox too, because I can't throw anything away. All right, y'all. Hope you have a great one. I will see if I can put a link to these in the description somewhere or something. I don't know. I'm not really good at that, but we'll give it a shot. See ya.